What's going on, everybody? Ivan here, back on the Iron Standard podcast with my homie Danny. What's going on, brother?
Oh, nothing. Just tired, man. It's been a long weekend, long day.
It's
It's
only
getting
Monday.
yeah, I know. That's my big like these are this is like what we talked about last time though. Like when it
Yeah,
comes to summertime, my days all run together because there's no end to the work. I literally work 7 days a week. Like and I'm
yeah,
not complaining about it. I'm not bitching about it. I actually enjoy it. But
yeah.
like they all run together for me. So they'll come to a point here in a few weeks where I literally will not know what fucking day it is because they all just keep running. There's when you don't have a set days off, like some people's days off are Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, Saturday, Sunday, or wherever your days off. That's your days off. You know what
Right,
I mean? When you
right.
don't have that, it just keeps going and going and going and going. And like I try like I've been entering in. Me and you talked about off air. Like I've been entering in all my statistics to Chat GTP as being my own like personal trainer, and it's working great. But it's
Yeah,
like it's literally telling me is that you operate like an athlete, like you never rest. Literally, you never rest because
yeah,
when you look at my sleep, my step count, and my activity level, and my gym minutes, and all that stuff added together, like that's why my brain never shuts off. So I'm getting
yeah.
into a new night routine to try to fix all that. But that's just the nature of the beast with what I do. And like I said, I'm not complaining about it. I kind of enjoy it. Like it gives me a purpose and gives me, something to do every day. So
You're a fucking
that's
workhorse, man, like me.
and the thing about it is like my job is not like constantly like laborious. Like Saturday, all I
Yeah,
did was ride on a fucking boat all day and clean a boat. They did a fun run and they go from bar to bar to bar. And all I did, I was a mobile detail guy riding in my boss's
yeah,
boat, riding around the lake doing 150 miles an hour. And then we get to the spot and I'd wipe the boat down and then we'd stay there for an hour and go to the next spot and I'd do the same thing. So I got
yeah,
paid
yeah.
basically $500 on Saturday to ride around in a fucking boat all day. So my job has perks, but sometimes it sucks. Like tomorrow, I got to do some shit that I don't really particularly enjoy doing, but like that's called life, man. Like
No,
some
I
days it's
wasn't.
good.
I wasn't. I know you. I know you work hard, and I like you said, your days running to. I was more referring to your regime, your daily routine, like
Oh, dude,
your workouts and eating and just sticking to your plan, which I admire the fuck out of. So,
the feedback I get from this Chat GTP is blows my mind, dude. Because the way
yeah,
that I have it set up to talk to me that way, though,
yeah,
very frankly. But like, it's like your body's waving the white flag, but it knows that I can't. Like, even I didn't go to the gym at all yesterday. All I did was go to work, and it was a Sunday, so it was kind of a light day for me. And I
mhm,
still got 24,000 steps. And this thing's going, you don't ever stop, do you? Like, no. In the
yeah.
summertime, I average 20,000 a day. That's just without the gym. That's just work, dude.
20,000 steps.
A day.
Holy shit!
Yeah, dude. There's days during the summer where I'll get 36,000 steps in a day, dude.
What?
I swear to God, man. I'm on my feet from the time I wake up until the time I lay down at night. I am
That's
constantly
wild.
moving, doing something. Yeah, I know.
That's
That's why I've
wild.
learned.
15,000. If I get that in a day, I think
Yeah,
I'm doing
dude.
pretty good. You know?
Well, that you are. That's incredible.
Yeah.
Most people don't get 10,000, and 10,000 is like
No.
a low benchmark. But yeah, and like I said, that's just the nature, and that's without doing cardio. I don't do cardio in the summertime at the gym.
Yeah.
Like I do a 5 minute walk before my workout, and I may do a 5 minute walk after. I may not, but like that's all the cardio that are actual walking
Yeah.
cardio
Yeah.
I'm getting. The rest of it's all work, dude. And
Yeah,
I've
man.
learned that I've got to fuel throughout the day. So I take chicken breast sandwiches with me, and I'll eat those every 3 hours, and that gives me the protein, the carbs that I need. And then I eat a meal at night. I hit my numbers, and we call it a night, dude.
Like
So
clockwork, man. Like clockwork. I love it. You know,
yeah,
we're gonna talk about a few things in this episode. Because everybody's pissed off right now. You know, we've got
yeah, me too.
gas
Because
and
gas run up $1 over fucking night, man.
dude, you talk about
So
gas.
it's
All right.
$4.20 for regular gasoline here.
So this past weekend was Mother's Day, and I was out in central Illinois, which is about 2.5 hours outside of Chicago. and went to the gas station, which I already knew that I was going to be profusely sweating like a mule looking at the gas prices. And premium gas is $6.15.
Yeah.
$6.15. And I'm looking at the gas station, and I told the wife, I said, I'm glad your car takes regular, but if I had to fill up my car in here, I'd have to
Yeah.
fucking bang my
Even
head
still,
against the
though,
wall.
like to pay that kind of money for regular, like Ford. I moved here in 2020 to
Mhm.
get away from California because of all the crazy shit that was going on during COVID. And
Right.
then Biden got in fucking office and fucked gas prices all the way up. And they are higher now than were during then. And I don't give a fuck who's telling you what on the fucking internet. Look it up. That's fucking true. And what kills me more than anything else is this fucking dude. Now, let me preface this by saying I'm going to start off like anybody that has fucking gets their feelings hurt really easily should
Mhm.
probably turn this shit off right now because you're going to hear a lot of fucking cuss words and a lot of retard and dumb fuck and all that shit because that's how I fucking feel. This fucking guy, this retard that I fucking
Yeah.
voted for 3 fucking times keeps getting on television telling everyone and tweeting all this bullshit. The gas
Yep.
prices are going down. Every fucking time he says that, they go up the next fucking day. So just do me a favor and do us all a favor and shut your fucking mouth, dude. Because you're running your mouth. And do you really think that the guy in Texas that has the fucking pump jack sitting on his property pumping 100 barrels of oil a day wants the price of oil to go down? The fuck no, he don't. He doesn't care
Nope.
how much gas costs. He's making $1 million a day if oil's $100 a barrel. Why the
Right.
fuck do you
Right.
want oil prices to go down? So don't feed us this fucking bullshit. And that's the problem. And that's what we're here to talk about today is
Right.
the bullshit that everyone's believing that they're pumping into your fucking head. Now they got a new fucking virus out on a boat, but magically nobody on this boat has any fucking internet access to post anything about it on social media. We're just supposed to believe everything that they're telling us. Get the fuck out of here, man. I'm tired of it. I'm over
Well,
it all.
that's honestly, I'm in agreement with you, man, because I feel like every time, to your point, is just that, Americans are really struggling right now, and they have all the right to be pissed off because a
They
lot of
should be
people,
pissed off.
yeah, because we got a president in office that was supposed to help churn our country around, and I feel like the complete opposite is happening. I mean, now more and more, I was just reading that the average American that makes anywhere from 100 to $200,000 salary per year is struggling to make ends meet right now.
That's paycheck to paycheck now. 100
That's
grand a year is
paycheck to
paycheck to
paycheck.
paycheck. Yeah, dude, that's fucking bonkers, man.
The level of inflation that we have reached right now is an all-time high with gas prices, grocery, and it's not just gas prices because you got to think about this too. Gas prices affect everything. Everything, your
Yes.
grocery comes from a fucking truck.
Yes.
Okay. So that means the price of grocery just went up because the price of fuel went up.
Yes.
So most people and people should be pissed off. I'm fucking pissed off because I mean, I don't know about you, but I remember the days when a six-figure salary was
It was a lot of money.
it was a
Yeah.
lot of money. It was a lot of
My
money.
boss, perfect example. I just had my boss's
Mhm.
septic tank in his airplane hangar pumped out today, and it's a $250 pump out. And he calls me and he's like, "Why is this $360? It's only $250." I'm like, "Look at your bill. I can guarantee you there's a fucking fuel charge on there." And because diesel is $5 a fucking gallon now, and these companies can't eat that. Where do you expect that money to go?
Yep.
It's going to go into your bill now, and your bill is going to thereby go up to cover their fuel costs to
Yep.
transport the goods that you're buying. It's fucking not rocket science. I'm not an economist. I sucked in school, but it doesn't take one to figure this shit out and see
No.
what's going on here. And then they want to distract you with all these other things going on. They got all this war shit going on, and now let's not talk about that. Let's talk about this, and then now here's UFO files, and here's a fucking virus out on a boat in the ocean, and whatever to distract from what's really fucking going on, and that's them robbing us fucking blind every chance they get. It's
Yep.
fucking crazy, man.
Well, that's as the saying goes, is the best way to create a misdirection is to create a distraction.
Yeah,
So they're creating a
hide in plain
distraction.
sight.
Mhm.
Yes, hide in plain sight.
Exactly. And that's what's happening. And by the way, for those that are watching and listening, this isn't an episode that's about the politics and the war and the gas. We're just trying to bring awareness around what's really going on because there's a lot of people, man, that are blindsided right now. They don't like fully understand what's going on. And it's exactly for what I just mentioned that the government and the Trump administration is creating misdirection. And they're doing it very well. Very well. Like earlier today, I was reading I think it was a post on Instagram from Donald Trump that was saying how, we've got things under control. We're about to sign a deal with Iran. I'm like, motherfucker, you've been saying this for a month.
2
Literally,
months.
you've been saying this for at least a month. You're right. It's probably been 2
This
months.
week, this war was
started.
supposed to take like 2 weeks. He said, "Oh, we'll be in and out in 2 weeks."
Right.
Fuck out of here, dude. You know, here's my problem with all this. I'm not saying he's fucking dumb. He's clearly a very intelligent man. He's accomplished a fucking shit ton. But when you say shit like that out of your mouth, smart people look at you like you're fucking retarded because it doesn't make sense.
No.
It's never happened before. Like, I get you have this ego that you just have to say every fucking thing that's on your mind. But when you say it and it doesn't happen, it makes you fucking look stupid. To me, I don't know about anyone else, but I'm pretty sure there's probably a bunch of people out there who would agree with me that it makes you look. And I'm not talking about just him. I'm talking about anyone in general. When you say you're going to do something and make a big fucking to do about it and then don't do it, you look like a clown.
Right.
Like, I'm sorry, you just fucking do. I don't mean there's no nice way to say
Americans are not. Here's the thing: is this that with what has happened over the last 10 years with COVID, and then the changeover from the Biden administration to the Trump administration, right? All the friction that came with that is Americans became more intelligent. They had to. Most Americans. So when you're lying to the average American and you're telling them, "Oh, gas prices are the lowest they've ever been," and you look at the fucking pump and you're like, "The fuck you're smoking?" You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, who are you? And this is literally in almost every single state. So the East Coast and the West Coast have it the worst. And
by far.
like, they're paying top dollar. I think California is what, $7-8 now.
There's
I believe.
places in California that's $8 a gallon, dude. $8 a fucking gallon for gasoline, man. To go to work to put gasoline in your car. That's why you're going to work, is to put gas in your car. If your car holds 20 gallons of gas, man, that's $160. Now, I don't know about you, but gas mileage is not that great, especially in California because it's all fucking hills. So if you're having to fill your tank up twice a fucking week, so now you're spending $320 a week on gas. That's fucking almost $1,400 a month on gasoline just to get to and from your job. Yep. You haven't even paid rent yet or ate food.
No, that's just it. And so, speaking of gas prices, because it is something that we really need to emphasize upon, because it's not just what you're paying at the pump, but the effects that it has. So a lot of Americans now can't even afford basic things like rent, car insurance, grocery. They can't afford things like internet, because gas is literally draining and bleeding them dry completely. Yeah. Because to your point, prime example is this wife's car used to take $40 to fill up for a full tank in a 6-cylinder vehicle, right? Regular gas. Now it takes almost $90 to fill that up. That's over twice as much. Now, to your point, you're going from spending $40 to $80 per week on fuel if you drive between, let's say, 350 to 700 miles per week, right? Roughly. And now you're having to pay $180 per week
for
gas to drive the same fucking distance. Mm-hmm. Okay. So here's what I'm thinking, man, is that Americans hopefully are realizing this is much bigger than gas prices. Okay. This is about bleeding Americans dry is what it is.
Right.
Because to your point is, like you said, the guy that's pumping the well in fucking Texas, right? He's getting richer than rich right now. Okay. Yeah. He doesn't care. But that's not who this is about. It's because if the average American, which by the way, the middle class is slowly getting wiped out completely because of gas prices. So now you start to think, all right, Mr. Trump, who you were supposed to be the best and the greatest, Granted, you're an intelligent guy. You've made a lot of money, one of the most successful entrepreneurs in the world. But what the fuck is happening right now?
Right.
Why are we doing this to the American people where we're bleeding them dry? That's literally what is happening. People are literally having to tap into their 401ks and savings funds and fucking draw money that was supposed to be for retirement, for buying a dream house, for buying a new car, for for other things that you were meant to
Right.
save. And now
Now,
they're taking money out just to fucking survive.
yeah, man, it's crazy. I mean, and then the worst part about it is you see these other posts where he's talking about now we're selling, tankers full of oil to other countries because we produce so much oil. Well, what the fuck? Why? Like, if we produce so much oil here, why are we not processing it, putting it out to the American people, and lowering their gas prices? We're selling it to other countries. Where the fuck's that money going? You want to know where it's going? It's going to pay for the fucking war that they're in right fucking now, dude. Like, it's a machine.
Yep.
And they have to sell that oil to finance the war that's stopping the oil that's raising our gas prices. This shit doesn't make any fucking sense, dude. Like, I don't know why more people don't see this for what it is. And it's just a bunch of distractions. This is why the podcast today is named what it is. This is all a distraction. Like, smoke and fucking mirrors. Look over here. Oh, you've been looking over here too long. You're figuring that out. Wait, the UFOs. Everybody look at the UFOs now. Like, come the fuck on already, dude. Like, what's next? What fucking can be next? It's got to be another virus, right?
Yep.
Another virus. Like, what else can they do? Now,
right.
If you think for 1 second, now they're finding out that was all bullshit, and they're starting to put together. If you think for 1 second they won't do that again, that they don't have the antidote for some worse shit, so they can all be safe and fuck everyone else, you've lost your mind. They'll do it again when they get backed into a corner. These people are crazy.
The level of animosity that's happening right now is truly appalling because, to your point about selling oil so that we can finance the war, let's think about that for a second, right? We're selling that oil so we can finance this war. But on top of that, Americans are paying for it so that we can finance yet another war that, by the way, 90% of Americans did not want in the first place.
No, because we voted for no more. You voted for Trump. He ran on no new fucking wars, man. That was in his fucking whole spiel. Yet here we fucking are, and now we're paying for it at the pump. Literally paying for it at the fucking pump. I don't get it, dude. I don't get it. I don't get what comes out of this. I really don't. How are we safer because of this? Because everyone here in this country is all fucking pissed off. So how are we fucking safer, man?
Well, this is just it. Is the American middle class is slowly being wiped out, and what's really happening right now is truly an act of evil, where it's going against the grain and everything that the Trump administration promised that would do for the American people to get America back on track. So here's what's really happening: is this that when Trump took office and was talking about getting America back on track, that was a really good campaign, right? A really good spiel.
Sure.
But here's what's happening is with this war, we're setting the country back another fucking 10 years is what we're doing. And I can't seem to fathom how in any way is that good for our country, good for the people. And he was talking about being potentially reelected again. I'm like, there's no fucking way after this war. Like, you wish. And if people do try to reelect him again, like, I can tell you this right now, there's no fucking way I'm voting for him because you just put me in the hole.
He can't run again. He's already reached 2 terms. There's no possible way he could fucking run again. It's not possible. That's another thing that he says. Like, Grant, he says do stupid shit to get attention. I get that, and I don't fucking really care about that part of it. But like, some of the shit's so wild and outlandish that, like, I have to look at him as a logical thinker. I have to look at this and be like, dude, you fucking sound stupid, dude. You really sound stupid to me. Like, it's not funny. I don't understand like what the whole concept of you doing it is, because to me you sound like an idiot, and then you make me second guess myself for voting for you. The other option was not an option as far as I'm concerned. But even if I just stayed home and did nothing, if everyone that looked at it like, okay, he's the best option. We have to vote for him because this isn't even an option. If all the people that voted for him because of that would have just stayed home, he would have lost. So like all these people that
Yep.
came out and fucking backed him because he said he was going to do X, Y, and Z. Like he's done a little bit of X. He's got the border closed and he's got some people deported. Still not like he said he was going to fucking do. But then all this other shit coming in behind it. Like we don't need to be doing all this shit, man. It's just not necessary. And if you think
Earlier,
they're telling you the whole story, you're
Mhm.
fucking wrong because they're not telling you the whole story. They're never going to tell
Right.
you the whole story.
Earlier today, there was a publication that came out on Wealth Magazine stating that President Trump wants to unlock Fort Knox to verify whether or not all the gold is there. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, fuck no, please do not let him open up Fort Knox, because if he indeed gets his hands on that, we're fucked. Because
He's been saying that fucking shit since he took office, man. I don't understand all the fucking deflection. Like that's a story that they put. Well, let's put this story. That's another distraction. Let's give someone else, give some people some other shit to talk about. Because like if you've got people over here, if you put that story out, now you've got Jimmy and Joe over here arguing over whether there's really fucking any gold in there and blah 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 blah. Guess what? They're not paying attention to now. They're not paying attention to the war and the fucking gas prices and all that because they're arguing. Who the fuck cares, man? They have been printing money that they can't back by, even if it was full of gold. They have printed way too much money to ever back any of it. With they'd have to have more gold than you could even fucking fathom to back the amount of cash that they printed.
True.
They printed more cash during COVID than they printed in the last 50 fucking years, or some ridiculous amount of number if you look it up. I can't remember. I don't know if that's accurate, but I know that they printed more cash during COVID than some amount of time over a large expanse. I just don't remember what that
that had to, the U.S. Treasury had to print more cash because of the inflation at the time. But
right.
to
But
your
that
point,
doesn't fix inflation, though. All that does is
no,
make your dollar not worth shit. And then, like,
exactly.
I don't. Again, maybe I'm missing something here because I'm just not that intelligent or something. But I just don't find it to be that confusing to me.
Well, what had happened after COVID, when the U.S. Treasury was printing more banknotes, is just because they were trying to keep up with the rising inflation. But to your point, is that what it did is on the global stage, it actually diluted the value of the American dollar. Now, what's happening right now, if you think about it, is with the war in Iran right now, it's the same fucking thing. The US dollar is losing its value on the global stage because we're fucking selling our own oil to fund a war, which means that the United States government actually does not have the money to fund the war because they're selling oil to fund the war.
Well, and here's the thing: is they're not ever going to say that that's why they're selling the oil. But where the fuck is that money going? You can't tell me they're not using it for that. You just can't. I won't believe you.
Right.
I don't trust them at all. They've been proven to be terrible with money. These people have access to the most money in the world, and they are the most terrible money handlers that ever walked the face of the fucking earth.
Yep.
I don't understand this. Like you usually. Like if any of these people, if the United States was an actual company, a Fortune 500 company, whoever was running it would be in prison by now, and the doors would be shuttered because everything they do is fucking fraud. It's all fraud. All they do is lie. They steal. That's been proven. That's what else is nobody else talking about. All the fucking stealing going on, like all that Minnesota shit. That's all fucking just all gone away now. We're not talking about that no more.
Well,
it didn't happen.
And on top of it all, by the way, since we're talking about it here, is that I believe that starting June 1st of this year, it was either on the dollar or on the $20 bill or the $100 bill. Yeah. We're gonna see Mr. Trump's face.
That's fucking retarded, dude.
That is absolutely really fucking retarded.
I don't understand why that's necessary. Like, focus on your fucking job, dude. I don't care about your name and your face on a piece of fucking paper, dude. It doesn't mean anything.
This is about
you're gonna get his fucking all his dick riders out there are gonna be like, oh my god, I'm not. Who gives a fuck, dude? I never understood that starstruck fucking. Oh my god! they're just human beings. That's all they are. That are more
Yep.
successful or less successful than you. That's
Well,
it.
this is the first time in U.S. history that we've ever had a president on a banknote, um, with Trump on it, and this is what it's all about. Because when you really think about it, is that when he's long gone and his face is still, which by the way, it's supposed to be illegal to change the banknote. That's been something that the U.S. Treasury has actually set in place since our founding forefathers, and it was never meant to be changed. But somehow he has found a way to manipulate that and get his face on there because it's about recognition. It's
Yeah.
about the fact that, you know what, when I'm done with the presidency 20 years from now and all the dust settles, they're still going to remember me because they're going to see my face on a fucking banknote.
Dude, in a way, like I honestly believe that he cares about people and wants to help people. I
Mhm.
also believe that he knows he's in a position where that can't happen. So he's trying to do whatever he can do to make his personal legacy last for fucking ever. And that's what this kind of shit is about.
Yep.
And it's not serving. What the fuck does this have to do with the American people? What does this have to do with making this a better
Yeah.
country? What does this have to do with us getting out of the shithole we're in? Nothing. It has nothing to do with any of that. It's a fucking decoration on a Christmas tree. That's all it fucking is. Like, no one should
Right.
care about this. Like, I hate using should statements and telling people what they should and shouldn't do. But if you care about this and think it's a great thing, I have to question your fucking intelligence because I need to know why you think it fucking matters.
Right.
You know what I mean? Is it making us a better country because his name or pictures on a fucking piece of paper that you can spend at fucking Walmart to buy your toilet paper with? No, it's not, because that piece of paper is almost as worth is that much as that fucking toilet paper. Like, what's the
Yep.
difference?
Yep.
Like,
Well,
that's where we're headed.
so to your point about intelligence, that's exactly it. It's about creating the distraction because, they do want people to argue, especially online and social media, and with the influence that he has reached, the influence levels, the government understands at the core that how powerful that is, and that's why they're creating these distractions because they want people to argue with each other. They want people to revolt against each other. They want people to get emotional because let's face it, and this the news is a prime example. How many times do you turn on the news and you see something genuinely good, heartfelt, and real? Okay,
Never.
never. And this is because the news and the media knows that the way that they influence and impact people and get a rivalry and get a rise out of people is by creating distraction, creating sharing false stories, talking about violence, talking about hatred, so they can create some FOMO in people because only then they know that they can have control by controlling the narrative. And so I think, what's happening right now for people need to understand is that these are all distractions to prevent us from looking at really the real state of our country, where we're at, because we're in a really bad shape right now. I mean, a really bad shape. I know Donald Trump comes out and says, "Oh, our military is strengthened, and we just added this, and this, and more soldiers, and we added more airplanes and more aircraft carriers and all this." And I'm like, at the price of who? The American taxpayer. Again, we're all paying for this, right? But Americans don't want that. Americans want to live better. They don't. By the way, everything that's happening right now, okay, with this war in Iran, the next two generations are going to feel. That means my kids are going to feel the wrath and the financial repercussions that this war, which is going to end up costing probably in the trillions by the time we're done, which by the way was meant to be a 2-week war, right? A 2-week
He
war.
said, that's what I remember him saying. We're going to get this done. Whatever the fuck, however the fuck he says that dumb shit he says when he says it, it sounds like a fucking idiot. The fuck,
Right.
man? It's like you could just go blow somebody up and then walk the fuck away. Come on, man.
Right.
Especially those people. Like, you're dealing with people that have no, like, if you kill a terrorist, his son now is gonna live his life to kill you, and if you kill his son, his son's son is gonna live his life to kill you. That's how these people are. That's what they do, man.
Right.
You can't cut the head off the snake if the snake has 5 million heads. Like, they keep growing
Sure.
back. If you cut it off, it grows right back. You cut it off, it grows right back. You're gonna spend. This is the same thing that they fucking did with the weapons of mass destruction that didn't fucking exist. They told
Yep.
you they needed to go over there for this thing, and it wasn't this thing. It was a different fucking thing. And then here we were over there for what fucking 15 years or however fucking long it was. And you think this is going to end in 2 weeks? He says it's already been what, 2 months? Over 2 months.
Yeah. Well, this is just that. You know what reminds me of is, and I was trying to. There was a movie, a very popular. Actually, several movies that were made about the war in Afghanistan, and the war in Iran right now that's going on, um, reminds me a lot of the war in Afghanistan, where our troops went in, and after they were there, for about a 2 week period, I believe, maybe a month, they started really looking at things realistic and realized that, you know what, we're up against a bunch of fucking Apaches here. I mean,
Yeah,
these are fucking insane psychopaths
they will
that
blow
were
themselves up to kill you.
exactly.
What the fuck, dude?
Exactly. And that is what I'm fucking thinking about right now with Iran is that because listen, the Iranians fucking control the Strait of Hormuz. They do. And they will do anything to control that because why? Because the majority of the global oil runs through there.
Yeah, it's leverage.
They it is leverage, and guess what? If they've got nuclear weapons, which they do, I highly doubt it that they will hesitate to use it. And I feel like we're this close, honestly, to them literally pulling that card and running that play, which we need to avoid at all cost. Whatever we have to do.
Well, I mean, it's the same thing with this fucking. How many times now has he said they've had? We have a ceasefire, and as soon as he says it, they fucking shoot at each other. Like That's what I'm talking about, man. Like, stop saying this shit that's not true, man. Like, we live in an age where information is available at the blink of an eye. So as soon as you say something like that, people are finding it immediately that it's not true, and it just makes you look fucking silly, dude. Like, I'd rather you not say anything at all than just. I'd rather you not talk at all, and then when you do, it be fucking something of substance, than to rattle your fucking gums off every 5 fucking seconds about a bunch of shit that you can't back up. Like,
this is true.
So, man, don't talk about it. Be about it. That's what we used to say to the kids in the schoolyard. All that yapping, man. Don't talk. Fucking show me. And you keep, like.
Yep.
I don't know, dude. I don't know what the answer is, and I don't know that there is an answer at this point because once you're this far into something like this, how do you turn it off?
Well, it's when you're so knee deep into something, and this is probably going to get even thicker. Because I mean, I was even chatting with my wife about it because we were thinking about a vacation this year, and I'm thinking, all right, gas prices since the St. Louis area are now $5 a gallon for premium. Okay, and we are about a month and a half away from the official kickoff of summer, which is, I believe, June 20th. Is
That's
the first
why they're
day
going
of
to keep
summer.
going up. You watch, they're going to keep going up.
Exactly. It's because historically, regardless of where gas prices were, they have never gone down summertime. If anything, they've gone up.
Well, like you just said, historically around holidays, they go up regardless of what's going on in the world because it's a supply and demand game.
Yep.
Now, if you see, and here's the part about this, they go up 40 cents overnight. And then the next day they drop 10 cents and people get excited about that. No, motherfucker. No, that's the wrong thing. That's how they trick you. If they can trick you, they can beat you. And that's how they trick you. They do a big increase and then a little decrease, and you think you're getting a fucking deal when really there's still $2 more than a gallon than it should be.
Yep.
Like, what? People are just too easily pacified with little bitty fucking rewards. Like, it's that fucking thing we always talk about. You get the 7th place fucking trophy. These are the people that get excited when gas drops 10 cents a gallon after it just went up fucking 90 cents a gallon the day before. Ooh, see, it's going lower. No, motherfucker, it's still expensive.
You brought up something that actually I want to touch upon because when you said 7th place trophies, a lot of people are actually diminishing their own standards because they're willing to settle for less. Is what's happening right now, and it's really frustrating because, and this is where I want to tie all this in. that with all the chaos that's going on with gas prices and oil and politics and the war and grocery and all of that, is there are a few things that people can do, right? They can control their discipline, they can control their routine, their
Yep.
physical health, and your mental clarity, because you need to focus as a human being on the things that you can control, which is a lot of things really that you can control. You can control.
When you think about it, yeah.
Mhm. It's a lot of things. And I think that's why this episode, that's why we decided to do this episode, is that not to pry on politics and gas prices, but to bring awareness to the reality of things, of what's going on right now, and hopefully emphasize to people watching and listening this episode that, listen, you can still control a lot, and you need to focus on yourself and not be distracted with, oh my God, gas prices skyrocketed, because people are falling in the state of panic right now, is what's
Yeah.
happening. And that's exactly what the government wants to do, because when you create that, and listen, having lived in a former communist country, how do you eliminate the middle class? You create a state of panic, is what you do. And that's
Hmm.
exactly what's happening right now, because people can't afford the things that they were able to afford just a year ago.
Right.
And now you're looking at it, it's like, just most people are looking at their savings, they're chipping away from them. But regardless of that, you can still control your daily discipline, your routines, your physical and mental health. And if you can learn how to harness those things, you're going to be able to get through the hard times. That's
You're
the
right.
only way.
You're right. And like you said about the middle class, people are like, well, why would they want to do that? Well, think about it. The middle class are the most dangerous because they have their wits about them. They can make things happen. If you get rid of the middle class and all you're left with are the elites that are running all this fucking shit, and
Right?
the lower class is dependent on the government, and that's what they want. If you are dependent on them, they control you. So you get rid of the middle class that's never going to be dependent on the government. Now you have the lower class only and the elites that they're dependent on. Now you run it and you're in control. That's the fucking methodology behind that.
Yep.
You can look all this shit up. There's books been written about it for fucking years and years and years. It's how they run. That's how communism takes over. Like I mean,
Right.
you just said it yourself. You've lived it, so you know more than anybody. But this is how
Yep.
they start to do it, and they do it by getting all of us to fucking be distracted and argue with each other. So they can do all this shit, change all these narratives, throw all this shit in your face. Like right now, the average person that's not a critical thinker and and I'm not saying this to be mean, there's a lot of people out there that kind of just wander around through life in this own little bubble thinking everything's going to be okay.
Right.
That's great if you can do that and get away with it, whatever. But the problem with that is they're getting thrown all this information. They're getting thrown gas prices, they're getting thrown wars, they're getting thrown UFOs, they're getting thrown fucking viruses on boats and all this shit, and they don't know how to process it. So all they are is
Right.
fucking scared. Like I saw a girl made a post the other day about, oh my God, there's a new virus. Get your mask ready. And I about lost my fucking mind. I'm like, don't believe any of that shit they're saying. They did this last time and fooled you, and you're gonna get fooled again. They fooled everybody with this shit last time in 2020, and you're gonna let it
Yep.
fool you again. I don't fucking think so. The good thing is that window of people are smaller now. You know what I mean? So you're not gonna have such a mass of people that are gonna fall for it right away. Oh, stay 6 feet apart and walk on these dots and wear this fucking mask that don't fucking work and fucking all. You're outside in the fresh air, but you're still gonna catch a virus and you may not have any symptoms, but you're still gonna be sick. Get the fuck out of here, dude. Like,
So it's the hantavirus, which known as orthohantavirus, found in rodents. And to your point, and I actually looked that up because that's literally the shit that's circulating right now
right,
because of what happened on the cruise ship. But you're absolutely right. And by the way, um, something interesting that speaking of viruses also, and so I was reading and online about from credible sources, obviously about the COVID pandemic and what happened after that, and the people that were Fauci, and then obviously Bill Gates and Big Pharma and all these companies. And hands down, right now, the shit that's coming out is they're saying that this was the biggest cover up in human history. And
Mm-hmm.
one of the core individuals that was at the head of this operation was Epstein, who had very early interest in this. And guess who? Bill Gates, the founder of Microsoft. Because,
There's emails about it. Yeah.
yep.
There's
And Bill
emails about
Gates even has said many times that we need to decrease the global population by
it. And how do you
eliminating
do that?
humans.
Yeah. And how do you decrease the population? You kill people.
You kill people.
Or you stop people from being able to get pregnant, which we just happen to have a fucking vaccine out there that has done similar things to that. It's
Yep.
very odd. Yep. And who is behind that vaccine? I think it's a guy named Bill Gates, isn't it? Somewhere along that line. Yeah. So,
Yep.
like, I mean, this is not hard to put together for someone that has just a little bit of critical thinking skills and logical, you know, something going on out there. But
Well, that's just it. Is that the excuse loop? Is that a lot of people are saying I'm stressed. The world is crazy right now. I'll start when things calm down, and they're essentially basically putting their lives on hold because of
they're
everything
putting
that's
their lives
happening.
at risk when they do that, because now is when you need to be strong and have your wits about you. You need mental toughness right now more than any other fucking time in your life you think you needed it. I can promise you that. Because if
Yep.
you had it, this kind of shit wouldn't really bother you. We're talking about it, and yeah, I'm getting riled up about it. I don't walk around like this though, dude. Like, I don't walk
Right.
around all bent out of shape about it. Does it drive me fucking crazy? Yeah. This is my fucking outlet to talk about
Right.
her, or in a fucking post or whatever. And no matter what you say or what you do, you're gonna get somebody fucking riled up about. I made a goddamn post about a fucking cheeseburger the other day, and it had grown ass men in my comments telling me I don't know how to fucking eat. Now, I'm not trying to sound cocky, but anyone that's ever seen my fucking photos knows I know how to fucking eat. So this is the kind of shit I'm
So
talking about, though, man. It's that weak-minded shit
right.
that you want to
Right.
push against somebody else just for the fuck of it, whether it's about this or that or whatever. Like,
Right.
why? We don't do that. If we could all do the opposite of that, we wouldn't be having any of these fucking conversations.
So speaking of your cheeseburger post, I could not help myself because I jumped in the comments and I said, you know what? I just had some fucking donuts and I loved every single one of them.
Dude,
Because listen, to your point, and I learned this the hard way because I've done so many different diets over the last 5 years, and the one common mistake was food deprivation. Every
yeah,
single one of them. Because,
demonizing food. When you demonize food, that food that you've demonized, when you do eat it, you're going to overeat it.
yep.
And here's the best part about it is, like, this dude, there was a couple of them. I think there's two
Yep.
of them really. These dudes are commenting on a snapshot of one meal in one day of my life, dude. They didn't see the shit that I ate for 14 fucking days before that, or
Right.
the fucking hours I worked, or the hours I was in the gym, or every day getting up at 3:30 in the morning. They didn't see that part. They saw a
Yep.
cheeseburger and French fries and told me I was a fucking idiot for eating that. Well,
Yep.
okay, whatever. Like, if I would have still been hungry, I'd have smashed an entire large pizza on camera just to fucking piss them off. And then they could tell me how stupid I am. But you want to know what? I got up the next day and I was 2 pounds lighter. So, I mean, get the fuck out of here, man. Like, these guys, if people get
Yep.
triggered that easily by shit like that, it's kind of rolls into all of this. Like, you see this shit on the news and on this and this, and you're only seeing a snippet of what they want you to see.
Right.
You're seeing a little bitty fucking little
Right.
piece of the bigger picture. Take the time, find out the bigger picture before you let that little bitty snippet send you off into a fucking thing that makes you look like a fucking retard. I
Well,
think
this
I've
is
reached
what
my retard
people
limit.
don't understand is that, and I was gonna say, pull out the jump to conclusions map because
That's a
literally
great one for that.
what I don't understand, man, is and this is where I think narcissism, tends to dominate so much is this that why is it that people have such a pessimistic, reactive approach to anything? Like your cheeseburger post, which honestly, it wasn't even a cheeseburger post. It was here's another example. I had one of my clients, a couple people saw a video on Meta that was running, and you know what they said? The first thing they fucking start criticizing shit. They're like, "Oh, but this," and I'm like thinking, why is it that naturally human beings can have a very pessimistic, reactive approach, like your cheeseburger post, right? Like before questioning, before saying, well, why did you choose to eat it, or some kind of
Right.
a question, but instead they jump to a conclusion and say, bro, you don't know how to fucking eat. You're out here preaching about healthy eating and healthy lifestyle, and you're fucking eating a double stack cheeseburger, whatever the
Right.
fuck it was. You know,
It was a double.
it was a double. I remember that. I remember
The
that. That's why I
waitress's
mentioned it.
face when I ordered a double, they don't come in doubles. I ordered an
Yeah.
extra patty, and her look on her face was, "Are you gonna be able to eat all that?" I'm like, "Yep, don't worry about it. I will eat it." I ate every single bit of it except for a handful of French fries and a part
Yep.
of the bun because it got too soggy. But like at the end of the day, what those guys saw on that plate and what I saw on that plate were two different things. They saw an unhealthy meal. I saw a high level of protein, a moderate level of carbs, and a moderate level of fats. For somebody that hadn't eaten for 12 fucking hours, like me, that runs on fucking very high efficiency, that was
Mm-hmm.
the perfect fucking meal. Which is why I added the
Right.
context with the spreadsheet that I ran through ChatGPT. Like, and I know people are like, oh, AI, this AI. Well, I'm telling you right now, if you use it the fucking right way, it can be very helpful. And since I've been using it to dial in my diet, it's been extremely helpful. And I got the fucking results to prove it. So they
Yeah.
can say whatever the fuck they
Yeah.
want. I don't care. I know. Like, you just call it what you want to call it, but I know the results I'm getting. If you do what it tells you to do and give it the right information, you can do that too. And I probably shouldn't be saying that as a personal trainer because I'm going to take and lose clients because they're going to go do it themselves.
Well,
But
here's
you still won't
here's
get
the
me yelling at
message that that I want to underline. That we're talking about this cheeseburger post, but it's much bigger than
me.
that.
It all ties together. Yes, you're
Yeah,
absolutely right.
yeah. It's
Way better than
about you can either wake up or stay distracted, which means that first of all, don't be so focused on the noise around fucking eating a cheeseburger, but focus on the self development and really look at things from a more optimistic angle. That's
right.
what people are not doing, especially on social media, because social media can be very deceiving. A picture, a video can be very deceiving, and especially with AI, where you can't even tell the difference, it can be
Yeah.
very deceiving. So the point that I'm trying to make here is to your post about the cheeseburger. It's not just about the cheeseburger, but it's about understanding that you can still eat a cheeseburger and be disciplined. And that
Yes.
food deprivation, is a real thing because there's a drastic difference between eating a double stacked cheeseburger once in a while and eating it every single fucking day.
100%. That was my biggest thing. Is I was like,
Mhm.
listen, dude, if I had a client that was 400 pounds and ate cheeseburgers every fucking day, would I
Right,
be telling him to eat this? Fuck no. I would be telling him not to ever even smell a fucking
right,
cheeseburger.
right,
But that's not the case here. Like, I'm not that guy. And I'm
right.
putting it out there in the group for people to see because so they can understand. Like, if you go back and read the comments, the people that have been in this group for a really long time, they got it. They understood where I was
Yeah,
going with it.
right.
They saw what I was trying to do. The contrast between discipline is not just fucking like now the one girl said, he's not on 75 hard. He can eat what the fuck he wants to eat. And that's absolutely true. I wasn't
Right.
saying I'm on 75 hard and this is part of my diet. If I did that, I would 100% expect these people to call me out. But I would know better than that because I know a cheeseburger isn't part
Sure.
of any 75 fucking hard diet. Now, if
Right.
you want to take the cheese off and the bun away and eat it for the protein, completely different fucking story. But unlike the fucking weirdos out there that think carbs are bad for you, I, on the other hand, know the truth and they are fuel and you absolutely need them. And the more properly you time them, the better fuel you're going to be during the day. So all the
There's something
carnivore
else
people are going
here.
to be mad at me, but I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. I mean, most people don't want solutions, Danny. They
No, they
want
don't.
something to complain about.
They want to make
And
another problem out of it. They want to look
Mhm.
at you. They want to look at something like this.
Right.
We'll use the fucking cheeseburger again. They want to look at that and they want to create a problem out of it, dude. Another perfect example. I was on the boat all day with my boss. They have a helicopter that flies in and follows all the
Mhm.
boats around. So I took a video of the helicopter landing. We have a local page here at the lake that's just for boaters. It's a private page, but it's got like 35,000 members on it. I posted this picture of the helicopter landing and the big crowd
Yeah.
of people and all the boats, and I said, "Summer has arrived. Let's fucking go." And 10 of the first fucking comments are people going, "Look how dirty that lake water is. That's disgusting." I'm like, you motherfuckers, man. You cannot not fucking complain. You
Yep.
just have to find something to complain.
Yep.
What kind of life are you living that you look at everything and
Yep.
try to find the bad in it? Like,
Well,
that's
yeah.
not healthy, dude.
No. No. Listen, I will tell you this much is that having, and I was very young too, but having lived in a former communist country is that's exactly what dictators were able to accomplish. So if you look at Stalin, if you look at Hitler, what they did is that they understood. We're talking 50 plus years ago, right? Is they understood the power behind gaining control of situations and the narrative and sharing perspective to build influence and following. That is how they created a fucking cult. That
Yeah,
is how the Jewish Holocaust ended up happening,
yeah.
which wiped out millions of fucking Jews because of what Hitler did. And so, to your point, is I don't understand this honestly, but I feel like it's slowly turning into an epidemic where more and more people just want to complain and argue about something.
Yes.
It's like
Yeah.
as if like self righteousness, or they feel like there's a point that needs to be made to have some kind of a justification. And my take on that is, listen, focus on yourself, stop criticizing, become better. That's what it's about. Do not try to control why the helicopter is landing, why the fucking water is dirty, or whatever the fuck it is.
Just rain for a fucking week. What do you think the water's gonna fucking look like? Retards? Like the just lack of fucking Here's the thing. I just think people, there's an incessant need to be right. Like,
Right.
they want to be right, or they're mad because they weren't there, or whatever the fuck, man. So I'm gonna bring you down to my level, and I'm just like, everyone else is like, summer's here, yeah, this is woo, and then these people are like, look at that disgusting lake water. Well,
Yep.
no one's asked you to fucking drink it, lady. What the fuck? It's that you're looking at the wrong thing. Like, there's beautiful
Right.
boats and people and a helicopter landing, and you're looking at the fucking water complaining it's dirty. Where's your life, man? What the fuck? It's like me putting a bucket of a big rose bush in front of you, and it's a beautiful bloomed rose bush, and you're like, that's
Yep.
muddy and dirty inside of there. Well, yeah, that's how it fucking grows. But look at
Right.
the beautiful part. Like, you can't see past the fucking bullshit to see the bigger picture because your mind's so fucking small that you're not teachable. You don't want to learn anything, so you just stay stuck. Which boils down to everything that we talk
Mhm.
about on here all the time, because that's part of discipline, man. You just, I mean,
Right. Right. And since we're coming towards the end of the show, one thing actually I want to share about everything that you just said is that people seem to know everything about everything except their own fucking habits. They seem to know everything about politics. They seem to know everything about money. They seem to know everything about business. They seem to know everything about everything else except about the fuck ups and the fucked up shit that they're doing. So they're not focusing on themselves, but they're focusing on everything else.
they'll call
Okay.
you out on your fucking bullshit, though, won't they? They'll be real quick to call you out
Oh
on
yeah,
your bullshit while they're doing some bullshit. Like,
exactly.
what the fuck, man? Like, come
Yep,
on. Like, how about just mind your business, work on you, and let me do me?
exactly.
And, like, stay in your lane, that old fucking thing, everyone, just stay in your own fucking lane. Yeah.
Well, and with that being said, before we wrap up, man, because this was a powerhouse of a jam here, is that remind people that we're on Apple Podcasts, we're on Spotify, we're also on YouTube as well. Make sure you look up the Iron Standard Podcast, subscribe, give us a review if you enjoyed the episode. And again, this wasn't an episode about prying on politics, it's to bring awareness of what's going on and hopefully open the eyes of some people who have been literally sleeping for a while, or
Right.
maybe a long time for that matter.
Well, and here's how I look at this, man. Like, some people are going to say it's political, whatever. I don't care. That's, again, what I just kind of described.
Mhm.
But what we talk about here, this shit all ties together. You cannot talk about standards and living a fucking lifestyle and being healthy and being fit in your mind and your body without talking about this, because this stuff is out there feeding people's minds and they need to learn how to control that.
Right.
You can get your information, just learn how to process it differently and not let it fucking piss you off. This is like another example of this. Like, I'm not a sports guy, But it always would kill me that, like, I grew up in Chicago, people Bears fans. If the fucking Bears lose on Sunday, these motherfuckers would come to work and be in a bad mood all fucking day. Like, why? Why are you letting that affect your life? Why is the outcome of a sports game that you're not even fucking playing in affecting your life on the next day when
Right,
where your
right.
mood is good or bad? You don't know how to control your own fucking discipline. Because if you did, you would be able to go, oh, they lost, better luck next time. Let's just fucking move on. And then instead of being in a bad, I'm gonna come in on Monday and be a dick to everybody because a football team lost. You know how stupid you sound?
Well, this is just it. I mean, again, we're starting to sound a little repetitive, but to your point, is this exactly what we
Well, that's
talked about?
repetition
Yeah.
is how people learn shit. So, man, sometimes you got to pound this into their fucking head or they're never gonna get it.
All right, man. Great episode. Guys, hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe, like, comment, share.
Peace and thank you.